One go on, people. What you saying? It is I, Diligent Fingers. This isn't a podcast. This isn't a. Um, this isn't a rant video. I suppose you could say this is kind of like an assumptions, an assumptions like answering video in a sense. Even though I've not got like even though I've not got like, you know, a load of like people sending me what their assumptions are of me and that. But as a result of certain things that I put out a status yesterday talking about constructive criticism. Do you know what I mean? And how some people can think they're giving out constructive criticism when really they're not. And that, you know, and what that can look like and what the damage that can do on a person, especially people involved in art and trying to be creative, and actually anywhere really. It could be sport, it can be art, it can be, you know, karate, whatever, martial arts, whatever, acting, whatever. The more I actually think about it, the more I actually like, you know, remember examples of, you know, people in positions of power, people in higher positions than you may be in, sort of using that as leverage to justify a blunt or closed-minded or just not very helpful criticism, basically. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people have been getting defensive about it. A lot of people have, you know, put up their little sly like subliminal messages up, like statuses up and stuff like that, and it's fine, it really is fine. I know how, you know, social media works. Do you know what I mean? I even understand that people may think that I'm trying to be subliminal and trying to, you know, have a dig or, you know, something like that. But, you know, if you actually read, if you take your ego out of it and you actually read what I'm saying and the points that I'm making and, you know, some of the outcomes that can come from it, do you know what I mean? Instead of you taking it as, oh, he thinks I'm destroying someone's career or I'm demoralizing somebody, and do you know what I mean? Just getting defensive about it and that, you know, you would see that I'm just trying to present a different perspective, because it may be a perspective that you might have forgotten about because we all started somewhere. Or it may be a perspective that you know, just hasn't been presented to you. That's always the sort of that's always the sort of, you know, place that I'm coming from. I try and see, you know, conversations that I've had, altercations that I've been in, do you know what I mean, and things like that as learning experiences. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not going to talk about these things until I get to a point where I understand either a side or an aspect enough to be able to talk about them, you know? So, and that's what leads me into some of the assumptions that people may have, or I believe that people have about me. Do you know what I mean? And it's fine. It is completely fine to have these assumptions about me. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. Because I only really see these things when these type of things come out. Whenever I decide to like speak out about something, this is where like these assumptions start to come out about me. Like, and I've had loads. I've had loads and that, and I'm laughing because I do find it funny. I'm at that point and I'm at that age where I do find it funny. Like, sort of clocking and realizing like what people really think about me. Do you know what I mean? You know, whether it's from experience or not, or from, I don't know, do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of times where I'm just dumbfounded. It's a lot of the times that like what people, you know, like end up showing me what they think of me by how they are with me and how they react to things that they say. But one of the first assumptions that people have of me, that I know people have of me, is that because I have not reached a level of success that they have measured. And I do mean that, like, and it is always that way. Do you know what I mean? Like when people talk the way that they do to me, like saying things like, I've been dealing with this for years. I've been doing this type of thing for years. I've been doing that type of things for years. And it's like they forget that in 2023 it will make 20 years that I've been involved in the Manchester music scene, the drum and bass scene, part of the hip hop scene. Do you know what I mean? Just making music in general, and that it'll be 20 years in 2023. That's not anything really to brag about, you know, like people can see. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not successful to them. So I'm not bragging about how long I've been in here, but at the end of the day, it is experience. It is experience. Do you know what I mean? Like, success in music is not like measured by how long you've been within the scene, or it can't be measured by how long you've been within the scene, because there's people that are successful within the scene that have not been in the scene for as long as I have, or as long as other people have, but they've reached a level of success that people seem to think, well, because he's up there, he must know a bit better than people that have been in this thing longer. And that it's a very weird perspective to have, a very, very weird perspective to have, but it's common, and it's fine, you know, people that get success quick, they end up learning, you know, the hard way, because everything is given to them. Nobody's telling them no, because they're successful, and people want to ride off their coattails, and, you know, people want to follow them, get in on the trend, try and do what he's doing to be able to, he or she, sorry, is doing to be able to replicate their level of success. It's life. You know, like I said in my statement, trends are trends. Do you know what I mean? If someone sees something that is working, a lot of people are going to try and follow that formula because they want to replicate that level of success. It's not a bad thing. It's just life. It's just trends. We all do it. If we want to be successful in certain areas, we follow people that inspire us in those areas, and we follow what they do, and we try and learn the tricks that they have done and things like that. You know, in terms of people that inspire me, yeah, people that inspire me are people like Quincy Jones, Ray Charles, people like Aretha Franklin, people, if we're gonna talk modern day people like Beyonce. I may not like her music, but I really do you know what I mean, respect the symbol that she is and what she represents for women, for black women especially, and that, like, I really respect the symbol, you know, that she has become for women. Same with Rihanna. Do you know what I mean? And these are people that are not even in the field that I'm in, that I am mainly in, which is drum and bass. These are pop stars. Do you know what I mean? I think Drake is inspiring. Again, I don't like all of his music, but what he has made for himself, the career that he has made for himself, it's inspiring. None of these things were quick. None of these careers were quick. They took a long time to get to the level of success that they're at. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's something that people tend to forget. Do you know what I mean? Plus, life gets involved as well. You know, in my life, there's been a lot of complications. So music has never really been something that is going to get me out of the complications that I have gone through in my life, and, you know, my family have gone through in their lives as well. So I've never seen music as being, you know, the golden spoon, so to speak, the golden key, the thing that's going to get me, it's going to complete my dreams and get me out. Because of the things that have happened in my life, I've had to grow up quick. Very, 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 very quickly. because of certain things. So I realized that music is a very, very hard area, craft, to become successful in. A lot of times it's luck, a lot of times it's timing, a lot of times it's just where you are in life, whether you're at that stage to be able to handle what comes with trying to be a successful musician. Do you know what I mean? And that can be different for everybody. So for me, music was always just an escape. Music was always just an amazing hobby that I always had, that I couldn't stop doing. And it was always just about the music. Now, if you look back at my back catalogue, you can see I've made all sorts. I have made all sorts of music. I've worked with all sorts of people. I've worked with singers of all kind of ages, all kind of disciplines and stuff like that. I've worked with all types of rappers. I've made all sorts. I may not have been successful with any of them, but it's given me, I think it's given me a lot of skills where I can touch on a lot of things and be competent in them and that. Do you know what I mean? So for me, that's my level of success. Being able to feel like I can master a few things, or being close to being able to master a few things, do you know what I mean, in music competently. I'm good with melody, I'm good with, you know, chords and harmonies and things like that. And that's only come from being able to touch many different things. Do you know what I mean? I don't just produce as well. I rap, I sing, I DJ. And, you know, I'd like to be able to get really good at editing videos as well. But I can edit, you know, music videos and funny videos and things like that. Do you know what I mean? I've not done it for a while, but it's a skill that I have. You know, these are all things that I deem as valuable, because there's no guarantee, there was never any guarantee that I would strike it big or anything like that. With music, no one can ever make that guarantee. So, you know, people that put their all into it, good on them. Do you know what I mean? I just didn't see it that way. But it was my release, it was my refuge. When things got really bad, it was music that I would turn to, that would get me up, that would, you know, lift me out of a lot of black holes that I've been in my life. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe I've got a completely different relationship with music than the people that have these assumptions about me in that. But the point is just because I'm not successful, it doesn't mean that I don't have experience. It doesn't mean that I've not learnt anything in the time that I'm here. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean I've not experienced a lot within the scene, as well as seeing the scene change so many times within this nearly 20 years and that. So, you know, I think people think that just because I'm not successful in their eyes, like I don't know what I'm talking about, or I have no experience, or, you know, clearly I can't be doing anything right because I'm not on his level or her level or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And that. And when it comes to the second assumption that I think people have about me, is that I think people think that because I'm assertive, because I'm not afraid to speak my mind as well, you know, because I'm being combated with people saying, look, well, I just speak my mind and I do this and I'm straightforward and I'm blunt and this, that and the other. And it's like, what? Well, you're only like this because I've been straightforward and blunt and I've questioned things like, do you know what I mean? Like, people think that I'm just naturally argumentative or, you know, like confrontational, or do you know what I mean? Like, I look to stress people out, or do you know what I mean? Make people look bad with the things that I say or anything like that. That couldn't be any more further than the truth. I'm just a very compassionate person, and I look out at a lot of things and that I see going on either around me or with people that I know. Do you know what I mean? Or, you know, yeah, just life. Do you know what I mean? And you know, in my later years, I've grown to understand that, you know, if I have knowledge, it's very, very helpful to try and pass that on. And if I don't understand something, I'm not just going to take things on face value. I'm going to question things. We're all kind of taught to do that, really, especially in the world that we live in, where information can be misinformation, news can be fake news, opinions can be taken as truth, even though the truth is far from what that opinion is. People can be put on a pedestal and, you know, held as being the truth seekers just for how popular they are. Do you know what I mean? Like, and the truth talkers just for how popular they are. Do you know what I mean? That's how we've been able, that's how America has been able to have a celebrity as a president of the United States. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're living in a very weird time where trust is at an all-time low. Nobody trusts anybody. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's horror stories everywhere, and more of these horror stories are coming out because more and more people have been given the confidence, do you know what I mean, and the strength to come out and speak about these things. This is also helped me to come out and speak about these things that I feel are important, but I always try and come from a balanced perspective. I always try to present questions rather than just making statements and saying this is wrong or that is wrong, unless I truly believe that something is wrong, like racism, like prejudice of any kind, racism of any kind, phobias of any kind, persecution of any kind. I don't care where it comes from. If it's persecution, racism, prejudice, it is wrong. Simple. I'm not dismissing grey areas or anything like that. I'm acknowledging grey areas, but, you know, there's certain things that are just right and certain things that are just wrong. And you know, I try, because of my age, because of my experience, because what I've lived through, because of what I've seen, I try to pass down knowledge. It was one of the things that I didn't have from the elders that I looked up to. They didn't really pass down any knowledge to me. So, and I've been taught by doing youth work, by spending time with people that have come from rough backgrounds, by getting more involved in terms of mental health and speaking to people about their mental health. Do you know what I mean? Like because of that, I've learned that passing on knowledge, being understanding, being approachable is more beneficial to more people than keeping this knowledge and keeping these secrets for yourself. I want everyone to win. I truly do want everybody to win. That's why I'm never dismissive. I'm never dismissive. And if I see dismissive hate behavior, I'm going to call it out. Because I want everyone to win. I've come from a place of growing up trying to understand why things are happening around me and to people that I love and I care about. And through that understanding, I feel like I've become a better person from it. And I'm trying to help others the best way that I can. Nothing to do with clout, nothing to do with trying to be combative, confrontational, argumentative. And it never comes from a place of not seeing one side or the other side. Like, we all want to see both sides of a story, especially when it's personal. So I try and give out what I would hope I would be able to get back. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yes, I get angry in some videos and this, that and the other because I can get passionate about things, but it's never coming from a place of, if I wanted to really be confrontational, then I would be calling out names all of the time. I would be just being malicious and things like that, rather than trying to turn it into some sort of learning experience that we can all benefit from. I try and come with a solution that we can all benefit from. I'm not trying to get clout, I'm not trying to get likes. I don't care if you like me. I'm too old to even care about anything like that anymore. Like, I'm sorry, I'm 40. I'm turning 40 this year and I don't care. I don't care whether people like me or not. I really don't. I really don't care if you disagree with anything that I say or anything like that. What I care about is conversation. What I care about is dialogue. What I care about is giving people the same respect and consideration that I would love to get back. And if I don't see that, then I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to waste any more time on it. I don't care. People say life is short. Okay, cool. Life is short. I've got bigger things to deal with. I'm not wasting my time on this. Do you know what I mean? And that, you know, I don't think life is actually short. I think that's something that adds more stress, making you feel like there's some sort of ticking time, do you know what I mean, bomb that's gonna go off, and you have to get this, that, and the other. And no, your life is your life. Everyone's not got the same opportunities, and everyone's not got the same privileges, advantages that some people have. Everyone's path can't be the same. It just can't. That's not how life works. And sometimes it feels like I'm just trying to remind people of that fact. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. That's it. I'm just trying to remind you, like, how simple people put things is never really that simple. There's grey areas in everything. Now, more than ever, I have never seen a world as divided as this. And we never thought, we always see things get worse, what we think is worse, and then it gets a bit better, and we never think it can get any worse, and then something always ends up turning around and slapping you in your face and proving you otherwise. You know, but like I said, I don't mind. I don't care if you have these assumptions about me. I don't, because, you know, it proves that you don't know me. Even if you have known me for a long time, if you can jump to these assumptions and that, clearly you don't know me then, and that's fine. That's fine. You know, you can go your way, I can go my way. Like, it's all blessed. It's all blessed. It doesn't need to always come to altercations or, and I've fallen out with you and like, honestly, now in my older age, I just treat these situations as, you know, contained situations when they need to be contained situations. Talking about criticism, constructive or contemptive criticism, do you know what I mean, can be a contained situation. And that, you know, if people don't understand, they don't understand. If they want to take it to the point of, oh, I don't like this guy and I'm never going to speak to him again, okay, cool, no problem. It's life. These things happen. Again, I'm past the point of, like, losing sleep over it and stuff. I've had people closer to me that I've had to kick off because we don't see eye to eye and we don't live the same way, and there's certain things that I will tolerate and won't tolerate. Simple as. And we all get to that stage. We all get to that stage. And it's not, this is not me using my age as any kind of leverage or anything like that. I think young people need to think like that as well. Only hold so much value in people's opinions and their measure of what you should be and how you should live. You have to have your own agency at some point. You have to be able to stand up for yourself at some point and what you believe in. You can't be led by everybody all the time. But yeah, people throw around the term people are sheep all the time. And it's always the ones that are moving different to everybody else that are like, oh, you're the weird one. You're the weird one because you're moving different. But that if people don't move the way that you move, then they're sheep. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's crazy. With that. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about, you know, what my assumptions may be of other people and that, like, I try not to do that because it ends up creating problems, do you know what I mean, and stuff, well, so, but, you know, I don't know, man. I just wanted to put this out to clear things up, and if you believe me, cool, believe me. If you don't believe me, cool. You don't need to believe me. I'm just somebody who's made a video. and talking a load of shit for 25 minutes. But, you know, to the people that do know me, to the people that do know my heart, and to the people that understand where I'm coming from and why I speak out when I do, thank you. I really, really do appreciate it, because trust me, it's never, these videos never come from a place of malice. They really don't. I am learning as much as everybody else is learning. All I'm doing is just trying to put out the good things that I've learned, so hopefully other people can learn. And if it helps them, it helps them. If it doesn't, again, you don't need to hold any value in what I'm saying if you don't want to. So with that, thanks very much. Thank you very, very much for watching and listening. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week. Take it easy. And as always, blessings to you all.